How to invest for retirement. There's a lot of ways how not to invest for retirement, which is going randomly and running around and trying to work it out yourself or listen to your hairdresser or your Uber driver. The best way to do it is to find someone that knows what they're doing and model excellence.
Property guru George Markoski from Positive Property Solution joins us now. George, good morning to you.
How are you, George?
Good morning. And what I want to do is I want to show you this training that I've done for our members to show you exactly the steps that I took to retire, and you can too.
Would you like to take some of your income and multiply it through property investing? Would you like to invest in property so you can have certainty over your finances? Would you like to guarantee your financial future so you can stop working in style? If you said yes to any of these questions, or even all of them, then you're in the right place. I'm George Markoski, and I'm going to be stepping you through some training today on some things you can do immediately to help you get started on your journey to creating the money, time, and lifestyle you want and deserve. They call this sow and reap effect. When you plant a seed, it blooms. And why that might seem blatantly obvious, what number of people can honestly say this about their investing is small? See, number one, you plant a seed. Number two, bears fruit. 3, you reap the fruit. And 4, you plant more seeds. The truth is that when most people try and invest, they never seem to move forward. And if it does, it may not get the desired outcome. Even people who do seem to move forward live in a constant state of fear that they can't grow their portfolio. We call that the desert effect. For many people who have thought about investing in property, the harsh reality that they face each day, they live in hope that what they currently have will be enough. And this is the problem of the desert effect. No seed is planted, you plant seed at the wrong seed is planted, seeds are not replanted, and nothing is ever grown. See, this is happening every single day when it comes to property investing. Most people never take the time to properly start or grow their property portfolio. The harsh reality for most people in the desert effect, 94% of Australians never invest in property, never plant a seed. 2/3 of people who own investment property are losing money. They plant the wrong seed. Most people work hard all their lives and are left with a fraction of what they deserve. Many people end up broke and live off the pension at $351 a week. And people live in hope that they'll end up differently to most. And they're in denial about where they're heading financially. You might have already tried things to escape the desert effect. Saving up every dollar towards a property deposit is just taking forever. Tons of research, but don't know how to make a decision on where to invest in property. Invested before, but it hasn't worked out, and now you have fear of investing. Tried to build a property portfolio, but find yourself stuck for some reason. Only investors of proven system for property investing can say, I reap what I sow. Hi, I'm George Markoski, property investor, educator, and property media commentator. I ran my business for 11 years. I worked long hours, 90 hours a week, and I was stuck working really hard. I decided I wanted a different path, a different way, a better way. So I started investing in property, but it wasn't exactly a straight line to success. It was quite the journey and made a lot of mistakes along the way. After a lot of trial and error and a lot of time and money to figure out what actually works when it comes to property investing, at one stage I nearly threw in the towel. But I knew that if I quit, you're guaranteed to lose. So quitting wasn't an option. So I decided to stay the course and really figure out this property investing stuff out. I put all the pieces of the puzzle together and what I had learnt, and that's how I achieved success. I retired at 37 through property investing. Now I'm a full-time property investor and now I educate people all around Australia how to do the same. In the next few minutes, I'll share exactly how myself and my clients have created the passive income through investing in property. I'm a sought-after property expert and media commentator, constantly asked for my professional advice about property market in Australia. This is just a snapshot of some of the times I've enjoyed in my journey. The photo on the left is here with some of our students at a last 2-day intensive property masterclass, and they're proudly holding up their belts. Just like karate, each belt means you've achieved another level of success and added another property to your portfolio. The ultimate goal is to get your black belt, which means you have 10 properties. I've also have my book that I'm very proud of because it became an Amazon bestseller. And now I'm helping and educating people all around Australia. We've got over 2,000 members Australia-wide who are successfully investing in high-performance properties, and they're extremely grateful. So I'm glad that you're here today, and I'm so glad you actually decided to get out of the desert before it's too late. So for the next 25 minutes we've got together, I'd just like you to actually stop for a moment. Just allow yourself to experience a little bit of calm. Look at this person relaxing on this beautiful beach, kicking back. You've invested some time in yourself, and that's great. So some of the concepts I'll be sharing with you today, and there are 3 specific things I want you to be able to take them in with an open mind, because what I'm about to share really does work. And most importantly, it can absolutely change your life. like it has for myself and my clients all around Australia. So I'm actually going to show you some people who've been through the transformation process as well. So let's get focused as we go through the training together. The three things I'm going to share with you today are, number one, why people want to invest in property, getting caught in the information gathering analysis paralysis, and how you can break this cycle, because that's an awful place to be. And some of the biggest mistakes people are making when it comes to property investing and why this is costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the last one is why people struggle to invest in the right property even when they've tried investing before, and how you can change this. And I just wanted to give you an overview of the top three types of people that these situations apply to and how my methods and techniques can actually help. So the three types of people are people who are new to property investing, people already property investing and want to do more with their property portfolio, and ultimately people want to grow a property portfolio that gives them choices. So this is Mark. Mark's story is incredibly inspiring and really shows how if you have determination and use your resources, you can get amazing results. Mark, truck driver, one man, no deposit. When he came to me, he was earning good income, living at home, and he had the toys, he was buying the toys and had all these cars and things, but didn't have anything actually making him money. He just had things that were wasting money. So what happened was we got rid of some of the cars, got a deposit, and we've gone from zero property to $980,000 worth of property. And now he makes $150 a week passively from his portfolio. And he's already got $40,000 in his offset account. So I'm very proud of Mark and the changes he's made. It's amazing. Daniel and Moira. Daniel works in a supermarket. Moira's a receptionist, and the banks kept saying no. They had one property, they wanted to get another, and they just couldn't do it. And they really thought it wasn't going to happen, and they were just sort of stalled, and they thought that was it. And they're a little bit despondent when they came to me. And what we did, number one, we fixed their cash flow up, and then we helped them find the right property. Now they've added two to their portfolio in under 16 months. And they've got a portfolio worth $1.2 million, and they're making $95 per week positive reoccurring income. So this is a great success story, and I'm very proud of what they've done. And Liam, when Liam came to us, Liam, he's a FIFO engineer, very smart young man, and really knows his stuff. And Liam already started investing in property before he met us, except he just didn't have the right property or it wasn't the right structure. So what happened was he was losing $24,000 a year. So the first thing we did is change his structure, turn that $24,000 to a positive $8,000 per year, and then we used a proven strategy to start getting tax back in his pocket. Now he's added 3 properties, he's getting $14,000 tax back every single year, and his portfolio is worth $1.3 million. So he's done a great job, and I'm super proud of him and what he's achieved in such a short period of time. So, the biggest mistakes people are making when it comes to property investing and why this is costing hundreds of thousands. Investing is like a recipe. You need to get your ingredients, how much, and the timing all measured out correctly to get the right cookie. Otherwise, if just making it up as you go along, you can easily mess it up. Like adding too many eggs or taking it out the oven too soon, or even leaving it in the oven too long. It can end in disaster. And this is a major part of how the cookie crumbles, fails, and ultimately falls apart. If you bake the wrong cookie, it wouldn't really matter that much in your life, but get your investing wrong, and this will impact the rest of you and your family's financial future. So just think about the recipe used to invest. You'd probably go down to the local shop and get a newspaper or have a look at properties on realestate.com or Domain and see what's close to you. Now this creates a problem. Go back to that desert effect. Not knowing actually how to quantify the difference between a good and a bad investment property is a major part of how people land themselves in hot water. Knowing where, what, and when to buy property for the maximum possible return. See, this is Australia, and there's different property clocks around Australia, and there's cycles that happen on a regular basis. And if you know these cycles, you can predict them, you can actually use this to your advantage. This is the property clock. So 6 o'clock's the bottom of the market, and then 7 o'clock is the start of the recovery. Then approaching the top of the market is 10, 11 o'clock. And Sydney, Melbourne, that's where they are at the moment. And then you hit the market peak. And then after that, you approach the bottom. So it's pretty obvious, but you don't want to buy a property, approach the market peak, or even after the market's gone down, it's going down. Like for example, now Darwin is losing money every year. You don't want to do that. And a lot of people think they want to buy on the bottom of the market, but no, what we want to do is we want to have 4 quarters of growth, and we really want the start of the recovery, and we really want to invest at 7 o'clock because then you get the most upside through the whole cycle. because it's all about having a property cycle go through. The reality is, it's hard work trying to figure out what is the best property to buy, where, what, and when to buy. And it's critical you get this right. There's so many options. I mean, what do you choose? How do you make this a science instead of just guessing and pressing any button? What happens if you make a mistake and you invest in the wrong property? This literally sets you back decades, a whole cycle at least. This indecision and analysis paralysis is because people are scared of making a mistake. It's costing people millions of dollars in lost opportunity, and worse, their whole financial future for themselves and their families. So what if we were to do things a different way? Remember I talked about having an open mind, being calm and focused? What if we're actually to look at doing things a different way? What if instead of being overwhelmed with choice, we had one strategy to achieve the best results? The perfect cookie every time. This chef has followed a tried and tested recipe, so you know exactly what ingredients he needs to use, what amount, when to put them in, and get the perfect cookie every time, no guesswork. Because there's no guesswork. He doesn't have to stress about the end result. He knows exactly what will happen when he follows the recipe. The smart way, successfully invest in the right property. There's 29 different metrics comparing 16,000 suburbs. Then how do we categorize those? Use a 22-point due diligence checklist to make sure everything's from the right location to population measured up. The hard way, buy anything, anywhere, anytime and find out later it was a mistake. The smart way, buying right place, the right time, the right area. Why people want to invest in property, getting caught funding this themselves, and how to get other people to pay for your property portfolio. The biggest mistake people are making is trying to fund all this themselves. Slowly, the hard way, saving over time. This is your own occupier. And what happens is, if you work for a job and you pay YE, what happens is a big chunk goes out of super, then tax, and then the green thing's what's left over. And the challenge is, after you pay bills and everything else, there's not much left and you've got to put that into the property. So everyone takes their cut first. So this is the hardest thing in the world. As Robert Kiyosaki says, your owner occupier is not an investment because it's not actually making income. So this is one of the hardest things you can do in the world. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do it differently and we're going to use leverage. So what we're going to do is super comes out, then we're going to use the tax and the rent to pay for most of it, a little with nothing out of your own pocket. So therefore, the rent and the tax are doing the heavy lifting for you. Get the tenant and taxman to pay. It's the hard way. Saving forever and trying to pay off the property yourself. Smart way. Structuring investing correctly to get the tax office and tenants and capital growth do all the heavy lifting. Why people struggle to invest in property even when they've tried investing before, and how you can change this. Investing in property on your own can be daunting and a bit like trying to push a boulder up a hill on your own. It seems impossible when you're doing it all on your own. How do we change this so people can successfully invest in property and build their portfolio and wealth? This is the circle of safety, your dream team, your property creation team. So when you invest in property, you need the right team around you to make it all happen and keep you safe. It's a team sport. It's not something you can do on your own. Back when I first started investing in property, it was scary and I was nervous and it was very hard work because I was out there doing it all on my own and not sure if I was getting it right or how to do it. And now having a team behind me has made it so easy because I have a team keep me safe and I can basically put a blindfold on and I know my team's got my back every step of the way doing everything that needs to happen. So every time you buy a property, you need all these professionals on your team. You need property management, finance strategists, financial planning, super experts, taxation experts, legal advice, insurance and income protection, and building inspectors. Hard way, do it yourself. Smart way, surrounding yourself with the right people helping you invest in property. Now, when you're investing in property, we need to get our foundations right. They need to be solid and strong. And this is where having the right team comes in. A team of property experts to give you a strong and solid foundation to build on. Then we need our pillars, which are our walls. Now the first pillar is growth. Where, what, and when. We really need to get where, what, and when right so we can get the growth that we want out of the property. And the next pillar is super important, which is cash flow. We need these two pillars to support the roof, which is wealth creation. Imagine if you had a house and not enough walls to support the roof. What do you think would happen? The result of executing this correctly is that you will be able to build a property portfolio in no time and know that your property wealth is growing every single day, month, and year. And the best part, you know you'll be going in the right direction financially and building your property portfolio with certainty. And you will finally be able to reap what you sow over and over again. You will finally have that sow and reap effect that moves your property investing forward. See, this is Dwayne and Eva, and they were paying a lot of tax and paying full tax and not utilising any of their savings. And they were doing all the hard work themselves. And they were stuck because they didn't know where to invest or how to start. They really wanted to invest. They feared they missed the last boom. They didn't want to mix the next boom. And so they came and joined us, and they got their first investment property with a strategy for tenant and tax man. Using the cash flow, they're getting back $7,000 a year back in tax. And they set up the right foundation to get massive property growth in the future. This is awesome. This is Nick and Stephanie. Nick's in sales and Stephanie's a pharmacist. They're hard workers, they've got good jobs, but their property portfolio was stuck at 2 properties, and he also had negative cash flow. So when they joined our program, first we did is work on that pillar, the cash flow pillar, and turned it around and got an extra $8,000 a year in cash flow in under 3 months. And now they've got their third property, which is positive $15 a week. So now they're well ahead of building their financial future and really creating financial freedom. Now, we must have the right system to generate these results. Now, you can do it the hard way, which is like going up to the lock and trying to guess the code. But do you know there are 10,000 possible combinations for a 4-digit lock? Well, you can try and crack the lock yourself, and who knows? Maybe you find a combination in a year or 2, or maybe 3, but most probably never. Or you can do it the easy way, the smart way, and just get the code to unlock it and start getting the results immediately. And that's what I do all day, every day, for my own property portfolio and for my clients and their property portfolios. Who else wants the predictable system that builds a property portfolio with no time and know that your property wealth is growing every single day, month, and year? Well, this is perfect for people who want to get high growth properties, increase your cash flow, pay way less tax, save hundreds of thousands of dollars off your mortgage, and pay your own home off quicker. Because right now, I'm looking for a few more of my dream clients where I can help them get these kind of massive results that I've shared with you. And that's why for a limited time, I'd like to work with you on your property investing strategy if you meet the criteria below. See, I work primarily with 3 types of clients. Top 3 categories of people I work with. People who are new to property investing and want to make certain choosing the right property to multiply the results that is not going to cost them an arm and a leg in holding costs and won't stay stagnant. People who are already property investing and want to maximize their cash flow to help turbocharge their property portfolio. And last of all, people who want to put their property portfolio on autopilot to make more money with less work and less headache. This Property Wealth Accelerator call is around 30 minutes, and you'll be speaking with me or my team personally, and I'll be helping you identify what you already have and help you put together a strategy to dramatically increase your cash flow you have currently and grow your property portfolio by 3, 4, even 5 times without an increase in the amount of time that you're currently spending. Who is this for? This is for people who are new to property investing, or if you already have 1 or 2 properties and want to grow your portfolio. It is also for people who know that they want to be successful investing in property and value results above anything else. And it's also for people who are willing to have some skin in the game and understand they need to invest some money to grow their property portfolio and take it to the next level. Working with me as a client is not cheap, but most of my clients make back more than investment within the first few months, and then they want to stick with me for the long term because they see results. So who is this not for? Well, this is not for people who make less than $50,000 a year. This is not for people who want to make excuses and complain. It's also not for people who are stuck in perpetual information gathering mode and who are not prepared to take action or get any results. Also not for people who aren't serious about dramatically growing their property portfolio, adding 1 or 2 properties in the next 12 months. Now, knowing they're a good fit is crucial because I like to get all my clients results and work with them for the long term. And to do that, I need to get them a real return on investment very quickly. The truth is that there are some people who I can't help. If that's the case, I'll be 100% upfront with you and suggest someone else or an alternative. I'm only looking for those who are a good fit and who I'm certain I can get results for. This is a personal, custom-tailored one-on-one strategy session with you and me or my team. This is where we really begin working to figure out what you want, how to make it happen in the fastest time possible. The first step is to complete an application for a private strategy session below. And this application is necessary to determine, one, that I can help you, and that I'm the best person to help you generate those results. And number two, that you're ready to step up, commit, and take action required to generate the results. Now, once I receive your application, you'll be able to schedule a time with me or my team to conduct your strategy session. And this is where we really start working together to figure out what you want, how to make it happen in the fastest possible time and with predictability. And then at the end of the call, one or two things will happen. You'll either be a fit and I'll extend an invitation to work with me as one of my clients, or if it's not a good fit, that's totally okay. And there will be no hard feelings, obligations, or anything like that. Either way, you'll receive an insanely valuable strategy session and walk away with newfound clarity as to where you are right now and what's holding you back from achieving the results you want, that together with the exact steps necessary to take action and break through your barriers. It will likely be the most valuable 30 minutes that you invest in yourself this year. Now, right now, I've had over 100 people apply in the last 30 days alone. So this opportunity is extremely limited because of the intense one-on-one time needed in order to provide you with the results, and because, as I said before, I can only work with clients who I know with certainty and conviction can generate results and a return on their investment. Out of 100 that apply, I can generally only work with 5 clients at a time. And right now, 3 of those 5 spots are currently spoken for and filled up. So I'm looking to fill the next 2 as quickly as possible. So with that being said, please understand that this window of opportunity won't be available for long. And what I've found is those who have the ability to make decisions and act quickly are the most likely to get the results and most likely to become my best clients, and we end up crushing it together for years to come. So if you feel like this is right for you now, go ahead and apply right now to see if you qualify, and then go ahead and follow the instructions on the next page.